right, it is Friday, March 25, 10 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. UTC. You see, that's what the problem was, Mo. That the problem is that we've been doing this at 3 p.m. UTC, not at 2 p.m. UTC. So there's still, I guess, some confusion about the time zone. Welcome, everybody. This is Community AMA with the core team. Ask any questions you want to us. Give a little update every week about what we've been working on, what we have in front of us, and kind of keep everybody aligned and understanding what's happening. Yeah, welcome everybody. We have 34 people in the audience and 5 of us here speaking, so that makes a good like 40 people total. That's a good turnaround, even or turnout, even for the hourly confusion thing. With me on the audience, I have Pavel, Mo, Aidel, Mylene, and Tariq. All the right people, the right ingredients to give us a quick update of what's going on. We're going to try to keep it short today because we have a lot of work that is in the pipe that we are in the middle of actually doing, and we don't want to lose momentum on that on that thing, right? So yeah, let's get into it. Let's see here. Let's take a look at some of the metrics for the current month. I'm gonna take a look at all of March in general to see how we are doing. Discord is still giving me now 10 days out. Why?
I think Discord's going through some security issues with the recent hacks that are happening, and there's some fault in their server and language. I guess
The same thing happened last week. Last week we were not getting a lot of
this week
metrics.
They've hacked some of the top blue NFT projects, blue chip NFT projects, like some of the top ones. So Discord is in chaos. It's going through its OpenSea replication.
All right. So I guess all right, I guess we're going through some growing pains there. I'm not even going to trust these numbers then, because we have technically numbers until 3/22, which is only 2 days ago. But I'm gonna look up from the 11th to compensate a little bit. Yeah, so we are. Yeah, these metrics are shit. They don't look right in here. It's only like a single bar. Yeah, Discord is busted. All right, no metrics on Discord. Another week. So we're flying a little bit blind. Let me see how many people do we have in the server right now for real though. Let me see here. So we have 69,000 members. So that feels somewhat that we have gone down a little bit. Maybe it's me, my perception. Cannot say. I'm flying blind here without the Discord metrics showing up. All right, let's take a look at Twitter analytics, shall we? Let's see. How are we doing in the last 7 days? Oh, it looks like we had a little uptick here going on. That's good. Ooh, quite a bit of uptick. Yeah,
Slow and steady.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice job there, Mo. That's a good change, and you can see it in the metrics. So for context here on the metrics that I'm looking at, we have been kind of like hovering over the organic impressions around like 5K, give or take, and in the last week the lowest day was 9,000, so almost twice that. Like all the other days we've been hovering 11,000, 16,000, 10,600, 23,000. What happened here? Got a very that was the strike official announcement, so that had quite a few eyeballs, and also some of the ranking stuff that we did also had quite a few impressions. Engagement rate is I guess it's a little bit up, but not by a lot. So
Not
we
yet. It's
went,
the first
yeah,
week of testing on it, so we're working on
yeah,
that to optimize it, to really streamline it. So I think in the next few weeks we should be seeing good numbers, and we can set a new benchmark and work our way up from there.
awesome, yeah. Why don't you take it from here? Because it looks like you have way more control in this than I do, anyway. So why don't you tell us what's going on in the marketing piece?
Sorry, Michelle, to hijack
Please go
this.
ahead.
All right. So thank you for this. So after a week of having access to the channels, what I'm trying to do collectively with the team is to optimize our content, to post more regularly, be it more engaging, use the right hashtags, and also we've been creating some good collaborations and partnerships. One of them being StrikeX. Next week we will are looking at announcing two more uh, solid partnerships and collaborations, and that will be the next strategic approach to creating more content, more educational content, more reliable content, and start positioning ourselves as the industry thought leader and expert in this, helping to align it with our vision of onboarding a billion users onto our platform. That will take time, but it is a daily effort, and it's looking back at what we do, optimizing every step, and trying to make the next step much more efficient than the prior one.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that this week was kind of pivotal in that, on a lot of developments and kind of getting your foot in the door and organized. So kudos to you. You're doing a phenomenal job on that. I still think that we need to do a little bit of additional work with especially with the DAOs and the guild members and the projects. That is, we have a lot of opportunities in front of us on that side. We have not yet even voted on a single project from the grants committee yet, and it's been over a week since that. So at this point, we are basically coasting there until we get some serious proposals there to send money to the guilds. So a lot of work, a lot of growth pains that we're going through in there, but we'll come out better on the other side once we get the gist of it. But yeah, some opportunities on that end.
Definitely. I had the same conversation yesterday just to bring the team up and the listeners with Alpha Trader and also with Tariq, where we discussed ideas on how we will strategize, align, and execute, whereby we do not need to replicate what each of us is doing, but rather define and delegate and deliver uniquely so that we all head in the right direction and we know what direction that is.
Yep. All right. Awesome. Thank you very much. Mo, that is a really good segue into you, Tariq. What do you want to give us an update on what happened last week and what do we have going on the next one?
A brief preview on what's happened last week. So this week the pop story challenge is over, and Masood is going to be working on the final state on correcting the results. On the growth guild, the invite contest. So in the last 24 days, we have a total of 1,901 members in. I think 80% of them used the invite link, while 15% of them went through the vanity. So we also have 105 new token holders as of this week. And in the translation, the Korean translation is done, and we're working on getting the Chinese and the Russian translation done in no time. Also, the extra translation for the French, the Spanish, and the Turkish should be done soon, as the Persian Masood and Ahmed has actually helped in finishing up the Persian aspect. Also, the crypto talk session, the Turkish crypto talk session is still ongoing, and the Mr. events. And before the end of this month, we're going to be doing our normal level up and also leveling down the inactives. And also, we are working with the Project Galaxy to bring in more on-chain events and recording all these events to following it up and also rewarding those people that are creating those contents. So this is a short review on what has been happening in the community. And yeah, the quiz session is still ongoing and very soon it's going to be ending, and yeah, results are going to be out. Yeah. So this is just a short review on what's going on in the community.
All right. You know, I guess that Mo, you and the other the guild leaders are discussing some of those proposals. But is there any like actual factual project that we're looking out to like seriously you know budget for that is near completion or preparation or design or spec'd out that is coming up that we're looking forward to get approval this week for in the grants committee?
There is one. Tariq did mention to me yesterday that there's one proposal that's ready and has been reviewed, so we can have a look at that and review and share our feedback. And if it's okay from the grants committee,
Yeah.
then we can approve that.
Okay. Okay, and we're doing that on the threads in that like the other ones, because right now I only see like the Play Guild and Growth Guild budgets, but they're like that's not a project, that is like an entire budget, I guess, for the whole thing. Like but because we can cover that on a different meeting. But yeah, we need to work on getting some of those. At least if we can try to aim this week to have one concrete project that is tracking one concrete metric. I think that it would be helpful to get some of those approvals done as well. So yeah, let's try to aim for that, Tariq, this week and Mo, right?
Right.
Yeah, right. Cool. Thank you for the update. Mr. Pavelson, what do you got in store for us?
So, quick update today, guys, because we're actually still sort of finalizing the launch of the staking beta. We've been working actually very, very hard on that this week, and I'd like to say it's super close, but obviously we want to take time to say hi to everybody, and so that's why we're here. But that is very close to being launched for everybody. We released 0.12.0. That's the app version, updated across all of the channels, and a couple of kind of really great things that were included in that. One, I think that was probably affecting a lot of people on our exchange was the wrap sol and how that was being handled, and we essentially simplified that so that the confusion, if you want to call it that, or awkwardness, perhaps, depending on who was using it, has been resolved. So I think that's a huge sort of check mark for the focus for making our app simpler and easier to use is sort of a couple of the sort of key focuses that we've been attending to while we're developing new features, of course. And a couple other quick things. The initialize treasury, which is now called streaming treasury, which I really like that addition that was brought forward, Michelle. So thanks for that one. That has been simplified as well, so that it makes it much easier for it to get ready to be used right away versus it was a bit more of a bit of a two-step process with funding to initialize it. So that was simplified and improved. And a couple other sort of tweaks just to make it easier. Some of our focuses up and coming are going to be speeding up the app is one of the things that we're focusing on, and providing some messaging around what transactions have happened for a user when they're in their session, and a bunch of sort of things all combined in that messaging that's improved as well. So a cleanup, but also a focus on making it faster, because we've heard from the community and the users that that's something that needs to be improved, and that's one of our sort of top priorities, on top of course, getting the staking out. And just wanted to point out the Hello Next app that we have, call it an app, next.meanfi.com, the interface, is going really well. And I just encourage everybody to share your thoughts, opinions, but also vote on the items and features that are being proposed, because we definitely want to hear from the community as to what you guys want us working on next. So I just wanted to point that out again, is it's going really well, but we also, it'd be great to see more people taking part in that to help drive the direction of the ship a little bit more. And Russian translation is in progress. And on the customer support side, things are going really well. We're resolving, just like I mentioned last week, we're resolving issues in a very timely manner. And there's very few now that are actually having to go to sort of second level dev support to deal with the issues, which I think is a super positive. So hopefully that covered everything, but happy to answer questions, of course.
Sweet, awesome. Yeah, let's do how we did like last week. You know, maybe like alternating questions, and like, you know, the same for Mo and Adele. If you find something, or Mylene, if you find something that particular question that you want to answer, just jump in. I'll take one, and then hopefully somebody else has something in the tip of their tongue there ready. All right, Adele. Anything to add here that you want to share with the community?
No, I think Pavel-san just covered almost everything. A lot of work has been done for finishing the staking implementation, and also for removing, you know, any confusion and smoothing the usage of the application in general. And that have been the focus this week.
Cool. Mylene?
I was gonna add the same thing. I'm like, Pavel sums it up pretty well. And kind of like my updates from the like organization perspective and stuff like that will be a little bit boring for for the AMA.
Right.
But that's pretty much. I think that what he said in product, it's more than enough.
All right, cool. Awesome. All right, I have a few updates of my own here that I want to share with everyone. The first one is that investor vesting contract kicks off today. So we're getting the last confirmations of addresses to start sending out. So that basically the 3-month cliff already took place, and those are starting to come out today. So those are also going to be money streams. So that's going to be a lot more also TVL locked in the money streaming contract. We went through this week, you know, a few of the treasury setups, both for the DAO, for the foundation, and for the lab. So all of those things are kind of in place, yeah, it was not stressful at all. But we move quite a bit of money on these things in the last couple of days. It's good to see organizations kind of putting trust into our own multisig. We have a lot of improvements that we experience that need to be done, obviously, in the multisig over this past couple of days, especially the past week. We've been making a lot of been assisting in a lot of treasuries from different organizations that are moving into our multisig. And I'm going to humbly say, not without our own set of challenges as we were doing that. During multiple days, many of us were on this live calls with screen sharing and going through massive moves of money. And beyond the stress that it caused, it was a good experience to realize opportunities to make the overall experience of the multisig better, and have more clarity. So there's a lot more that we have planned as a result of this last week for for the multi-sigs and for the saves and for the user experience in general that takes place there. So very excited to see what the next iterations of the multi-sig come with. But yeah, in addition to that, we are still doing a lot of work on an area that I think Pavel-san didn't touch a whole lot, which is the invest area. That is where the staking and the bonding and basically all of the other things that are going to be investable and deployment of capital are going to come out. We have yet another delay from our bonding partner, um, and um, and I have to say, someone said, I don't remember who from the core team was saying earlier, we have to thank them that we have been delayed because look at what happened to Invictus and look at what happened to some of this other projects that have not been able to make it through the downturn, and we certainly don't want to be going to bed with a project that is not stable and with a bonding marketplace that cannot be sustained for like during a recession like the one that we're in right now, or during a winter like the one that we're in right now. So in many ways, it kind of played to our favor that we didn't launch the bonds earlier. But I guess like our bonding partner is taking their sweet time, and right now the new timeline, if I recall correctly here, let me go to the Discord server. I think it was like first or second week of April. They said, let's see, we're looking at second week of April to be safe. Yep. So we're looking at like another basically 3 weeks for bonding, which kind of sucks. But like I said, I think better safe than sorry on these things. It looks then like the timeline is going to be essentially the investing products where we have all of the liquidity provisions exposed over the invest. By the way, we extended the liquidity rewards, the liquidity mining programs on Orca and on Radium, on one of them for 8 weeks and the other one for 6 weeks. So those rewards will continue to emit tokens on Orca and Radium. Radium right now is like close to 160%, and Orca is somewhere in the 70% area. But very good rewards on both of them, on both of those liquidity mining programs. Then we're gonna have the staking probably coming out soon, like Pavel-san said. Hopefully, we're talking now in terms of days. And then the bonding. So we're doing things a little bit backwards, but it's okay. We'll survive. It's not ideal, the order of operations there, but we're gonna make it. All right. So that's about tokenomics. We're also working with some futures market, and I don't see here Chris. No, we need to start involving Chris. He doesn't like to speak in public. That's what happens. So I guess I have to carry all the burden of sharing the financials and stuff like that. But we're going to be doing. We're working right now with a couple of partners yet to be announced. But we're looking to open up a futures market on the Mean token as well. That means that you'll be able to make call puts and derivatives trading on Mean. That will open up also a lot the demand side for the token, and yeah. So that combined with the work that Mo is doing on getting us listed in multiple exchanges and additional exchanges, even if they're not tier 1 exchanges, they're tier 2, tier 3 exchanges. The more eyeballs that we want to get, that we can get into the token itself, along with futures and derivative markets, along with the bonding, along with the staking, like all of those things are basically supporting elements to the tokenomics design that we're going to have in there. One thing that that we have to get in place, and this kind of goes to the more to the community, is I have to get you, Tariq, and Mo especially align a little bit better with Altaïris. Altaïris is the director of the foundation, and basically all of the rewards and the design of how we're going to be matching that NFT project, the Mean Heroes project, and how we're going to be doing that with Afluton, which is the organization for education, that we're going to be donating the proceeds for that. So like, there's a lot of things that are happening. Also, we're getting the structure of the foundation set up a little bit better, so that we can pay out some of those things to organizations, and a work in progress on that, but still a little bit early. But I think that especially you two need to be at least well connected with her on what that looks like. And the last piece that I have here from the update is that Mo and I already started working on, or at least thinking on a redesign for the main website, the MeanFi.com website. And probably what we're going to end up with is a combination of multiple websites where we're going to be revamping the way that we present MeanFi.com, and also the way that we present the DAO itself and all the organizations around it, like the foundation and our mission and vision and goals and stuff like that. And all of those things are going to be hosted on a different domain, supermean.com, and that's going to kind of like represent everything around the DAO, as opposed to like the product MeanFi, which is the bank itself, right? So expect a little bit of progress in the coming weeks on that. I don't know. We don't have like an actual deadline or timeline, hard and set in stone. But I think that is sufficiently important, especially as we're reaching out to other partners and other people, that they have a place they can go and read on their own time, and they don't have to go through like an endless stream of Twitter, because not everybody just uses Twitter or knows how to come into Discord and read all of this stuff, right? So like, we need to become a little bit more of a grown-up organization from that standpoint, right? And those are my updates for this week. Why don't we jump into the questions, shall we? Have you guys been able to identify some really cool questions there where we should start off?
I've been looking through them. A couple of them have been answered already. There's not a ton of questions yet, but I guess maybe we start at the top, perhaps.
Let me find the top.
There's a rocket ship there, and a party symbol and a heart and a bunch of really nice stuff. So I think that gets us
emojis rule.
Emojis, yeah, indeed.
Okay, consider raising mutual funds in Miami. Are you considering raising mutual funds in Miami? You're gonna have to rephrase that question. I'm raising mutual funds in Miami. That question is complicated in every single one of its parts. Are you considering, we're always considering stuff, raising, if you had not put the mutual part, I would say raising like more funds, yes. Raising mutual funds, that's a very specific product in finance. And I'm gonna go with no, because I don't know exactly what you mean there. And the in Miami part is rather specific. We are not a Miami only company. So yeah, maybe Talib, give it another try to your question. Sabomin asks, Michelle, you tweeted a week ago about $100 million locked in MeanSafe Multisig. Will there be a MeanFi investment with this money? Yes, Sabo, we're actually already deploying part of that capital. So KP, which is our CFO, like I said, not a very talkative person, which is good, because we want the money to be quiet, safe, and not bombastic and loud like I am. So so he's he's in charge of deploying our treasury. We have a 2-member dedicated staff to work on all things accounting, treasury management, financials, budgeting, all of those things. At the moment, we're hiring actually a 3rd person for a new service or a new product that we are creating on that angle. And so yeah, but the short of it is that so the first piece is like that $100 million is not in a safe. Is not. It is in a. These are all multi-sigs that are basically our products, our safe multi-sigs, but those are not 100% of that is our money, right? So like there's other organizations that have and the more we evolve the product, and the more we bring our saves and multi-sigs to other organizations, the more money will be locked in that particular product. But it's not money that we get to decide what to do with it, right? So the organizations that own the money get to decide what to do with it. So, but to that extent, the foundation, the DAO, and the labs are all have treasuries clearly in our multisig, and all of them have in one way or another treasury management deployment strategy. That means that we're taking the money that is not operational yet, and we are investing it, and we are growing the treasury in and of itself. So yeah. Who else wants to get a question here? Go, go, go. Pablo-san, did you find anything? Help me out here while I'm answering one question, getting another one in the pipe. Or Mo, feel free to jump in as well. Anybody?
Answering some,
Otherwise,
like right here,
okay.
like replying back to people.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, what utility are team building for Mean? Man, Fetty, I just went through that like extensively. Maybe you asked that question before we went through it. I think that we just answered that, but yeah. I find it important that MeanFi continues its development and receives new investment regardless of the general situation of the market. You're absolutely correct. So IP Techie Canvas. Yes, this is so this is somewhat probably a better phrased question than what Talib asked at the beginning. And to the question of are we going to raise additional capital, the answer is absolutely yes. We are not ready for it just yet. So that will probably include some combination of taking a portion of the treasury tokens and selling that at a slight discount for an OTC deal, plus an equity raise. We don't know the format for that yet, but we have to prove there are a few things that we need to put in place before we can actually have before we can actually make a significant capital raise on the next round. So we're working on that, and also raising in a down market. I understand that regardless of the general situation of the market, you're correct. Like we need fuel to keep going, but you also have to understand that if we raise capital in a down market, that is going to dilute us and the amount of capital that we have, because we're essentially selling tokens or a portion of our assets in a down market. They are worth a lot less than in an up market. So people are getting a lot more for their money, and ultimately that dilutes the overall treasury that we have access to, right? So unfortunately, we launched in a down market, in like right when the market was starting to tank, and we've ridden all of this downpour of the last 4 months. But I guess unfortunate timing. It's not going to be like this forever. So yeah, we have plenty of fuel to go for a good like 2 years at the pace that we are right now, 18 months to 24 months we have ahead of us, at the burn rate that we have right now. So that should give us enough time to for a full market to recover in a cycle. Number two, for continuing delivering and developing products and improving the quality of the products that we have. And number three, to have a follow-up Series A round where we raise additional capital. I don't think there's no lack of appetite for this. So we have a line of people ready to invest at a moment's notice, but we just don't want to do it right now because it doesn't feel like the right time. There was a serious decrease. Ketma asks, there was a serious decrease in the mean token value originating for the market. Is your marketing strategy ready to make investor happy in the future? You are very good. You have very good investors. They will they work the market value of the mean token? I'm not sure how. Is your marketing strategy ready to make investors happy in the future? Our marketing strategy has nothing to do with making investors happy. Investors invest in the products that we make, in the business that we have, and to that extent, they see the possibility of growth, and everybody understands what a bear market is. I don't think that anybody is like crap shooting at us because of the way that the market is at. They're ready to make them happy implies that we have the control to change the conditions under which they were made unhappy, which we can't. It's not like we have like run away with their money or with anybody's money, right? We are working every day diligently on these things, and the market will react to many of these things in whichever way they see fit. We are enabling additional volatility to the tokenomics, like I mentioned before, futures, derivatives, bonding, this, that, the other, and all of those things are in light of at least pushing tokenomics in a favorable light that also benefits our treasury and the long-term health of the company. And eventually, all of these things will start to compound. And for those who run away, it will be too late. And for those who stuck with us, they will do awesome. I have no doubt in my mind about any of these things. But we don't spend marketing dollars to make anybody happy other than our customers and users. So
agreed.
yeah.
And we also do not want to promise false promises or
Yep.
to say we offer something that we do not. We want to attract the right segment,
Yep.
the right investors,
100%.
the right demographics, so that we're building a product and service for the long term. We're here for the long term. So everything that happens on the background is for the long term. So we're not here for the short gains. And I think this is what we will be communicating more openly, but we also want the DAO members to understand this.
Yep. 100%. Thank you for the commentary, Mo. You are 100% right on that. We've repeated this every time, often. But yeah, like anybody that is investing in us is investing in us, the team, in the products, in the promise, in the vision, in the mission that we have, and that's the extent of the conversation that we can have, right? Because that's what we control. That's the narrative that we control. In an open market where you have multiple players trying to make money and trying to quite literally this week, I received a message from someone that with like design collateral and everything on how to pump the mean token price. I'm not doing that. We cannot do that. Oh, you give me some money and I'll pump the mean token. No, like that's not what we do. That's it. We're this is, if you're thinking about like trading and stuff like that, like good, participate in the market like everybody else. If you want to organize that kind of stuff, like go for it. But we as a team, like we're not going to artificially intervene or fabricate movement in the market that we cannot sustain. Those kinds of things are unsustainable. Building products that people love is a sustainable strategy. Building product that people actually use and that solves a real problem, that is a sustainable thing that we can continue to contribute to, not only to the ecosystem, but just to the world in general. Like, we're not a Solana only project. Right now, we're only deploying Solana, but we like, for everything that we have in our roadmap to be realized, like it goes beyond Solana, it goes beyond DeFi. This is a new world order. It's just a new change that we're applying across the board, and that has like social, economical, macro impacts in the world stage, and we're aiming for it. And like, you're either for in that for the ride, or you're not, and like, super simple. Right. All right. It is 10:40. I don't know if there's any other like poignant question that we need to answer here that anybody can identify. I'll gladly address it, or
Yeah, I
you address
found
it.
one from Larny saying, Michelle, like you said, mean have to be a grown up outside Discord and probably Twitter. What marketing strategy are in motion to introduce the mean use case to random person who are not maybe Discord and Twitter users? So to answer that, we are working right now in improving our communication, our PR, our presence all across different channels. We are considering new channels such as potentially, like Michelle mentioned, having a much more updated website with different domains, different landing pages, so that helps position ourselves, but also identify who we are separately and individually, but as a collective. We are considering actively different social media channels. We are also considering different social media and communication channels based on the region. And that is a work in progress. And as we develop that, we will be sharing that with the bigger community.
Awesome. Thank you very much for addressing that. Alright, it's 10:43. We got to get back to work to get you more features, more benefits, more product, more awesomeness in the future. So we have the right people in the DAO, the right people in the different servers, in the different communities. You know who to reach out. You don't have to wait for every Friday to get your questions answered. There's plenty of ambassadors and community members and leaders all over the place that can help you with this. I am always available. I'm a tweet away from anybody, and yeah, I think that we've had a tremendous, there's a lot of moving pieces right now that we have in the air. Our core team right now has grown to 21, which is a magical number to to have grown to, and we still have a little bit of room for 2 or 3 more people that we're looking to hire. But and then we're gonna say let's kind of chill at that rate, and get to and get the growth numbers that we're looking for. We do need a tremendous amount of help from the DAO and from the ambassadors and from the guilds. So this is another outcry for you guys to actually give us something we can read and is standard and that we can actually approve. We have the money to do it, but you cannot give us stuff that is completely different, that is going to get us into trouble on a weekly basis, right? Because we have to approve those things on a weekly basis. So it's got to be relatively easy and straightforward for us to like send out that money and understand what is happening and how to measure it, right? So please, 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 guild members, please, please, guild leaders, please, 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 ambassadors, please work on getting that. Put 3 projects that are worthy of actual evaluation, that have concrete follow-ups and things to do this week, and we'll get them passed, we'll get them approved, right? But give us something that is organized, well thought out, and complete, that we can work on. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. And don't forget to go out, smell the roses. At least here in the Miami area is a beautiful day. I am looking at a blossomed tree, yellow tree. I don't even know what that is, but it has like beautiful colors out of my window. Why don't you try to do the same thing? Try to go and get some fresh air outside and away from the computer. I'm sure there's plenty of beauty to look at in the world. Kiss your loved ones, and as I always say, let's fucking go!
Let's go.
Yeah!
Let's go.
All right.
Awesome.
Awesome,
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
Great Friday,
Enjoy the
guys.
weekend. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.